Just 2.5 years ago, a lofty idea started springing to life.
I'm prepared to back up my involvement with the team by moving to Las Vegas and being a resident.
Bill Foley followed through, even though a new arena was barely starting to take shape.
We're creating a place where us, the people that live in Las Vegas, will want to go to root on a team.
Now, T-Mobile Arena is up and running and ready to help introduce Las Vegas to professional sports.
The Vegas Golden Knights!
With just 110 days until the Vegas Golden Knights hit the ice for their first game.
And I've told people, I said, my goal is to bring the Stanley Cup to Las Vegas within 8 years.
We take you there live as the team tries to meet that lofty goal at the 2017 NHL Award Show and Expansion Draft. You're watching 8 News Now at 6. Special coverage of opening nights.
After years of speculation, tonight we finally know who will don the black and gold for the Las Vegas Knights. Thanks for joining us for our special coverage of this opening night celebration. I'm Christiane Klein. We've got live team coverage tonight of the big show at T-Mobile Arena. Dave Cravasi and Denise Valdez are live at the Beer House at the Beer Park. But let's start off with Chris Matthews. Chris, already that roster starting to get filled up.
Well, I'll tell you what, guys, a lot of fun here as we now know some of the players that will be Golden Knights that will don those brand new jerseys that we saw yesterday. Great time. Bill Foley here along with George McPhee, the general manager, to announce those picks. And, of course, the very first player picked as Foley and McPhee were up on the stage was the Colorado Knights selected the Colorado goalie. Calvin Pickard was the very first player picked by the Golden Knights. Of course, you got Spissa was also now he's a Golden Knight. He comes from Vancouver. He is a defenseman. And then Timu, the forward from Arizona, was the third player picked. John Merrill, the New Jersey Devils, he goes fourth. He's a defenseman coming to the Vegas Golden Knights. Buffalo, they lost a forward. William Carrier is the newest Golden Knight now. He's also coming to Vegas. The Knights also get Buffalo's 6th round pick in Saturday's NHL entry pick. And then Foley jumps the gun just a little bit right here, and he picked up the Dallas Stars center, Eakenfrud, before revealing the Detroit pick. Detroit, the forward, comes to Vegas. This guy is Nosek. Thomas Nosek's going to be a new Golden Knight. So a lot of fun here. The Panthers, they send a guy here. They don't trade the pick. In addition, the Knights also get Riley Smith, a 2018 4th-round pick from Florida. And then, of course, the Kings, the LA Kings, Braden McNabb was also picked by the Vegas Golden Knights, and he was actually here. The defenseman for the Kings was here, and some people said they got booed. We were outside, but he's right now meeting with the media. So those are some of the players that Bill Foley and George McPhee worked so feverishly hard in preparing for their new careers here in Las Vegas. And what we were told by Bill Foley is the fans will be surprised by some of these picks. Now, still much more, of course, through the night as we anticipate and eagerly wait for those next picks to come on in. As inside right now, they are going through the award show and the expansion draft picks. We'll continue to keep you abreast of all this stuff. Christiane, exciting times out here. Back over to you.
It certainly was, Chris, and I loved seeing McNabb come out on that stage there, too. Thank you so much. We'll check back in with him in just a few minutes. And as we saw Chris out there braving the heat, meteorologist Katie Boer is in for Ted tonight. Katie, just how hot is it right now?
Well, we're still in the 110s here, Christiane, and it's just going to continue probably the next couple of days. And I'm here to tell you, and really warn our live crews that are out there covering here this Golden Night, it's going to stay toasty well into the evening hours. You can see on our alerts here, not just that excessive heat warning, but now a heat advisory here for Lincoln County. That warning, by the way, was supposed to end here at 11 o'clock this next upcoming Friday. It has been extended in through this next upcoming weekend. So the heat not going anywhere. Right now, you can see those highs today reached 114 degrees. We broke the record yet again. We broke it yesterday, tied the record hottest temperature here in Las Vegas. Today climbed all the way up to 114. And guys, it looks like we're going to stay very toasty here into the next couple of days as well. Here's temperatures right now at 6 o'clock out at McCarran International, 111 degrees, 109 in Henderson. So temperatures finally starting to drop into the evening. I can't believe I'm saying that this is a drop, but yes, we'll be watching that as well. We'll talk more about that extended forecast in just a few minutes.
Well, breaking news tonight at 6. Firefighters are still on the scene of a 2-alarm house fire. 8 News Now reporter Shakayla Alvarenga is live on that scene near Buffalo and Cheyenne. Shakayla, what can you tell us?
Yeah, Christy, and that fire, as you said, it happened near Buffalo and Cheyenne on Green Bay Drive just after 4 o'clock this afternoon. And we want to give you a live look at what exactly is happening now. And now, as you can see, multiple fire personnel, they are on scene here. They were called here to a 2-alarm fire on Green Bay Drive. Now, we are told that 2 people were inside of this house behind me when they smelled smoke. Now, they were able to escape the home. Most of the damage to that house is on the 2nd floor. But again, the good news here, no injuries have been reported. Investigators are now working to figure out how that fire started. And Katie, as you said, it is really hot out here. They do have bottles of water here and multiple fire personnel here on scene working to clear the scene. And as soon as we learn more information on how this fire started, we will let you know. Reporting live, Shakayla Alvarenga, 8 News Now.
Thank you, Shakayla. A little bit of problem there at the end there. Well, as kids try to beat the heat by hitting the pools, they may be unaware of dangers. So a mother who lost her son is working to keep kids safe around water. Her advice follows last night's drowning death of a 14-year-old Las Vegas boy. Now, it happened at his family's home near Valley View and Alta Drive. 8 News Now's Mauricio Marin has more on that mom's emotional plea to prevent these kinds of tragedies.
I hear about a drowning and I remember Austin.
It's been more than 12 years since Sierra Sinetti's son Austin, who was 18 months old at the time, was pulled from a home pool during a family gathering.
I trusted this person and they got busy talking with another adult and Austin slipped away and underneath the pool cover.
He died 9 years later after suffering severe brain damage and recurrent pneumonia. It's a tragedy Sinetti is working to stop from happening again. Hearing 14-year-old Edson Flores drowned in his home pool is a painful reminder for Sinetti. It's the first reported drowning death in Clark County this year. His friend Gerald saw the rescue efforts.
I saw the fire department first, and then the cops, and then the ambulance. And then I saw his family kind of sad and panicked.
Dr. Harry Zilberman at Sunrise Hospital says barriers, floating devices, and swimming lessons for kids are important ways to save lives, but adult supervision is most crucial.
Even if your child does know how to swim, it's extremely important for parents to remain constantly vigilant and watch your children, and for older teenagers and adults also to be able to always swim with a buddy and never swim alone.
Dr. Zilberman also urges parents to get off their phone at the pool. He says it could be a big distraction and lead to tragedy in a matter of seconds. Often during a drowning, a victim is unable to scream for help or make noise to get rescuers' attention. That's why Sinetti now spends her life urging parents to always stay alert when children are in and around the pool.
It happens so easily, so fast, and it's so quiet.
And we are just learning from a GoFundMe set up that Edson was trying to clean the pool before his parents got home and fell onto the pool cover and drowned. We have a link to the page on LasVegasNow.com. All right, let's get back to all the opening night's excitement out at T-Mobile Arena. Let's go straight to the beer house at the park. That's where our coverage of the NHL Awards and Expansion Draft is headquartered. Dave and Denise.
Hi there, Christiane. Yeah, we are live here at the beer house, roughly just right down the street from the T-Mobile Arena, where so far I can pronounce about 3 of the of the picks for our new Vegas Golden Knights team.
Thousands of people have been streaming by to go to the T-Mobile Arena. Big ceremony tonight, simultaneous 2 big deals, the award ceremony and the expansion draft going on pretty much all at the same time. And of course, it's the biggest night of the night for the Vegas Golden Knights, our first NHL team in Vegas, our first professional team at all. I was going to say football. We're going to get one of those too.
Yeah, but just going to say, in a couple of years we'll be saying
that's
that.
Coming.
Sports reporter Ron Futrell joining us right now. He's got a special guest. Give us a little perspective on what tonight really means, Ron.
Yeah, it's actually quite fun here. Look at all the crew. They've got their garb on for the Golden Knights, so they're getting in the spirit here tonight. Gary Lawless is with us now. He's the insider with the Golden Knights. Okay, I'm just looking up at the screen here, looking at you, and I saw James Neal name come up there from the Nashville Predators. Was a guy I put very high on my list as somebody that they were going to pick, likely to pick. second leading scorer for the Nashville Predators, who went to the finals, injured himself, of course, broken hand, but still a he's going to be a franchise player for this team.
He's a top-end scorer in the National Hockey League. He's a guy that if they keep him, he'll score a lot of goals. If they decide they want to trade him at the trade deadline, he's a guy that would bring a first-round pick potentially in return. Very valuable asset for George McPhee.
And I look at the first 9 picks, a lot of young guys, it seemed, in there, looking towards the future, it seems like, with this team. And tough, I'm going to say, now, speed and strength, both are very important. A lot of tough guys in there in those picks.
Yeah, for sure. George McPhee was a very tough guy as a player. Gerard Gallant, the head coach, tough guy as a player. They got a lot of scoring, though. Riley Smith, Jonathan Marsh's show, really interesting players. Cody Eakin, a top-end guy that can play up and down your lineup. So far, I've been really pleased with the selections.
Okay, and a lot of people are going to be happy with Braden McNabb from the Kings. I mean, there were all sorts of thoughts of who may come here from the Kings. Dustin Brown was mentioned, but of course, comes with that big salary of $5 million a year.
Big contract there. Braden McNabb, a guy who played with Drew Doughty, one of the best defensemen in the National Hockey League. He can play with a high-end player. Wait and see the rest of the selections. I think that the Golden Knights may have a top 4 guy that Braden McNabb would go very nicely with.
Oh, so far, got to be pretty pleased with what we're seeing so far. Gary Lawless, the insider with the Las Vegas Golden Knights. Let's go back to you two.
Thanks, guys. I'm still getting up to speed on my Hockey 101, so I appreciate that. Thanks, guys.
You know what? I mentioned the football team. The Raiders sent a handwritten note. Did you see that? They sent a handwritten note to the Vegas Golden Knights. Says, looking forward to celebrating victories and working alongside one another. And they just said, just win.
Yeah, tonight it's all about the
Pretty
Knights.
nice little synchrony going on there.
Yeah, pretty soon
that.
we'll welcome the Raiders.
All right, back to you, Christiane.
Okay, thanks, guys. And there is a lot more to come on opening nights. We look back at what it took to bring the NHL to Las Vegas when it was just a dream in the mind of billionaire Bill Foley and his business partners. Welcome back to opening nights as we're starting to get an idea of what the Vegas Golden Knights roster is going to look like. Dave and Denise are live at Beer House at the Park, just steps away from T-Mobile Arena. Guys?
Hi there, Christiane. Yeah, this is one of the many businesses that is really very excited about this new NHL team coming to Las Vegas. They're rolling out the magenta carpet, as it were, tonight for the team. And it's really hard to believe that just a couple of years ago, the MGM Arena, as it was called for a while, was just finally beginning to take shape.
Well, it's a world-class facility. It's a venue that really helped to bring the team here. All that interaction between Bill Foley and the MGM made that happen. Chris Matthews has been around following this story from the very start. He joins us now from the Toshiba Plaza to tell us more about those early days, Chris.
Yeah, the early days, but first we're going to check in on some more players. We're out here inside, they're picking more players. Connor Brickley is coming to Las Vegas from the Carolina Panthers. Also Chris Thorburn from the Winnipeg Jets. This guy's a 12-year veteran bringing some experience to the desert here in Vegas. Jason Garrison from Tampa Bay, the Lightning. He's coming here. 9 power play goals this season. First player to score in overtime in that 3-on-3 format. Then, of course, James Neal from the Nashville Predators. He's also going to be coming to Vegas. A lot of people will be excited about that. He can put the goal in the puck in the net. How about this? So long before they even broke ground on this arena, billionaire Bill Foley was approached by the Maloof brothers about bringing hockey to the desert. We were the very first TV station in America to catch up with Foley in Montana, the man who is bringing our city our first major pro franchise and changing the face of Las Vegas forever.
Our town, our time, our team.
Listening to Bill Foley talk from his Montana ranch home about bringing a major sports franchise to Las Vegas is like talking to a kid who loves to play catch with his dog.
Yeah, right there. Search.
The idea was hatched a few years ago by the Maloofs, who approached Foley about buying an NFL franchise. He wanted nothing to do with that, but then the brothers pitched another idea.
They said, well, what about hockey in Las Vegas? I said, yeah, now you're onto something. Now we got something to talk about.
The Maloofs owned the Kings at the time and had friends in the NHL, and the timing couldn't have been better. Las Vegas was breaking ground on a new $375 million arena.
But having that arena and the timing of it for the spring of 16 tied in with the way Las Vegas is evolving and has evolved, I'm confident that Las Vegas, it's the time for Las Vegas to have a major sports franchise. You just tick off the reasons, and Las Vegas is ready.
What does Bettman say about Vegas?
Well, he's intrigued. The league is intrigued by Las Vegas, and particularly because there is an arena.
The arena is the key, but it's fans who will have to open the door. Behind the curtain, Foley has assembled a staff, and following next month's Super Bowl, he'll launch a slick season ticket drive.
It's the key next step. We have to have the season ticket holders, and we have to demonstrate to the NHL that Las Vegas is a city that will support a major league franchise.
His goal is 10,000. To help push the drive, Foley and the Maloofs have reached out to 50 Las Vegas celebrities and community leaders with what he's calling the Las Vegas Founding 50. Each member will be responsible for selling 60 season tickets. We found out that Floyd Mayweather is a member, and Governor Sandoval is the honorary chairman. They've already priced out the arena. Tickets start at $38 and top out at $120.
I feel confident that if we demonstrate the viability of the Las Vegas market, that we're well on our way toward getting a franchise.
Foley says its website will allow fans in a 3D motion to see the ice from their choice of seats.
And you're going to be able to say, well, I want seat 5C in section 112, and what's it look like? And you go on, punch on, and take a look.
For a man who gets ornaments from the White House.
Oh, yeah, the White House, 2006.
2006.
Talking about NHL hockey in Las Vegas, he's like a kid opening presents on Christmas morning.
Whenever I talk about it with somebody like this, it's exciting, it's fun.
All right, certainly is exciting. Seems like everything he said is coming true from those who laid down the deposits. Of course, the arena being built, everything happening, even tonight. Right now, we're still waiting to get word from Braden McNabb, who was so far the only player inside the Knights picked, and we're getting word from him, and we'll see what he thinks about being a brand new Golden Knight. But it's hot out here on Toshiba Plaza, so we're going to send it inside where Christiane is hanging out in the nice, cool air conditioning. Christiane.
Thank you, Chris. Stay cool out there. And speaking of the nice, cool air conditioning, we are both in here, but it's hot out there.
Yeah, I saw some of them tweeting out there. They wanted tank tops instead of the polo and shorts. And on a day like today, it's kind of wanted, especially as we continue with that excessive heat warning. And guys, I'm here to tell you it has been extended here, not just until Friday, which was what the original plan was, but now through this upcoming weekend. Let's talk about those triple digits, though, so far. It has been a hot start to summer. We started summer officially in the 9 o'clock hour last night, today being the first full day of our summer solstice. And look at this. You can see it's already felt like summer for quite some time, with 17 days at or above 100 degrees. 5 of those days were in the teens. That counts today. 10 of them were at or above 105 degrees. Yeah, we have a few more here on the way. We'll probably add to it. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, probably 24 days at triple digit temperatures here. But by the time we head in towards this next upcoming Wednesday. So relief is at the end of the tunnel. I think as we head in towards maybe next Wednesday, we'll get down below 110 degrees. But for now, that excessive heat still continues, which is why we're still seeing that excessive heat warning until 11. And now a heat advisory for our friends to the north up in Lincoln County. Today, hitting that high at 114, did break that record for daytime high. Again, we broke the record yesterday, tying, or excuse me, I shouldn't say broke the record, but we did tie the record. It felt like it at 117 degrees, tying the all-time hottest Las Vegas temperature ever. Here's what's happening. You see this ridge of high pressure we've been under for the last couple of days shifting off towards the east, but guys, another one is real close on the way. That means those hot temperatures are going to be sticking around, staying even very warm into the evening hours. Not a whole lot of overnight relief at 89 degrees. Also, I'm watching a few gusts between 11 and 1 a.m. Tomorrow, we'll take it down just a notch, 113 degrees. The record to beat, 115, and there's that 7-day forecast, and you can see temperatures do remain toasty. However, and I can't believe I'm saying this,
it's a cool down.
Look at that cool down. Wednesday is going to be a nice cool day out there for us at 106 degrees. I am looking forward to it.
It matters a lot. That temperature degree difference between like 105 and 115 is
you can feel it.
Oh, absolutely you can. Thanks, Katie. Oh, there's a lot more to come on 8 News Now opening night's coverage. Las Vegas is no stranger to hockey. We take a look back at the teams and the leagues that were in the Valley first, long before the NHL came knocking at our door. But first, another live look, this time from Chopper 8 as the NHL Awards and Expansion Draft is underway inside T-Mobile Arena. We'll be right back after this short break.
Welcome back to opening nights. Those with good memories will remember the Las Vegas Thunder, and even before that, the Wranglers. Oh my gosh, it's quite a history of hockey here in town.
Going way back. That's really seen as sort of the seeds of professional hockey here in Las Vegas. But those with longer memories provide an even different answer.
So as we look back now with John Langler at one of the first hockey teams in town, we're also picking the first professional team in Las Vegas.
But this is all newspaper articles from the era.
The history is hard to track down.
Las Vegas Outlaws from 73 to 74.
Catherine McDonald's scrapbooks fill the gap time left behind, a memory lane of pictures and articles.
They were a good team. They were rough and tough back in those days.
Back when her husband Buddy first played and coached pro hockey in Las Vegas. It was 1968.
It seems strange to me, too.
Canadian Brian Bolmer was studying at BYU when his brother suggested something strange. Come to Las Vegas and play hockey.
Step out of the rink after a hockey game and it's 65 degrees, you think you're in heaven.
He was an original member of the Las Vegas Gamblers, the Valley's first pro hockey team. Well, semi-pro was more like it. They got $50 a game.
I just came here for the hockey.
Frank Trottick was a gambler, too. He and his wife, Shirley, moved down from Montana.
Somebody'd say, well, what got you to Las Vegas? Oh, ice hockey, of course. You know, what did you think?
The team was popular right away, first as the Gamblers, then as the Outlaws, when businessman and future Imperial Palace owner Ralph Engelstad bought the team.
The town was so much smaller at that time, you just felt a part of the community.
They played at the old International Ice Palace. Crammed into a shopping center and featuring a popular bar above the rink, crowds could be lively.
One of the players, she was kind of light, got into a fight, and she come over that glass with her was just screened in and swung her purse at the other kid.
But the teams won a lot. More importantly, over their arch rival from Reno.
They were rough.
The Aces.
When they dropped the puck, they just all dropped their gloves and went at it.
Both teams played for the Governor's Cup.
It was a bloodbath. I got my nose broken in one game up in Reno.
But to prove it was a different time,
I had a beer with the guy that broke my nose.
By 1974, the franchise ran out of steam and money. Crowds dwindled, and the Outlaws were gone.
And this is where the Gamblers and the Outlaws used to play. That used to be the International Ice Palace. Things certainly have changed. And 40 years later, hockey is now in Las Vegas. Professional hockey, the NHL, here at T-Mobile Arena.
To have a team here never crossed our minds.
The Vegas Golden Knights!
As the Golden Knights begin play, surviving members of the original teams hope their legacy isn't forgotten.
We started this thing here. We made hockey popular because they got to see the game up close and personal.
It's particularly important for McDonald. Her husband, Buddy, was known as Father Hockey in Las Vegas. He passed away in 2013.
He never doubted it wouldn't happen, though. I'm sorry it didn't happen in his lifetime.
The future of Las Vegas hockey seems bright, and its history is secure. Perhaps now, it's also complete. John Langler, 8 News Now.
All right, thanks, John. We had the Gamblers, the Thunder, and the Wranglers, and now we got the Vegas Golden Knights.
So that's a look back. Now we're looking future. Ron Futrell is here now with some breaking news on the draft, right?
Yes, news about a goalie that hasn't been announced yet, but 8 News Now has learned that Marc-Andre Fleury will be drafted by the Las Vegas Golden Knights this evening. Oh, he's a fan favorite. He's one of the great NHL goalies, has won 3 Stanley Cups. He will be the face of this franchise for at least the first couple of years. He's only 32 years old. Played during the Stanley Cup playoffs. They loved him in Pittsburgh, but they have 2 great goalies there, so they had to get rid of one. That's going to be to the Golden Knights' credit that they're getting one of the best goalies in the NHL right now, Marc-Andre Fleury. He is in town, so he will be doing media, so we're going to hear a lot from him over the next couple of days.
Right.
Marc-Andre Fleury will be drafted. It hasn't been announced yet, but will be drafted by the Golden Knights tonight.
Good digging.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ryan.
Let's toss it back to the studio to Christiane Klein.
Unbelievable. We got Fleury. That is awesome news. We were yelling in here too, guys. We still have another half hour of our special opening nights coverage. Here's another live look over T-Mobile Arena where the expansion draft is underway. Our team coverage continues with more of the picks as the Vegas Golden Knights finally take shape.
$4 beers, $4 dogs.
Oh, perfect. So we'll talk about all that stuff. Okay, awesome. I just wanted to have an idea.
Yeah.
All right.
Is that okay?
Thanks, Rupert.
Okay, back live out here just outside the T-Mobile Arena and Park Plaza. It's been a beautiful evening, a little hot outside, but luckily we're inside at the beer house and getting a good idea of what's going on because we're watching the NHL TV coverage of all the awards and all the expansion draft.
Yeah, I was just talking to the general manager who we're going to meet a little
Lucky
bit later.
guy runs this place.
Yeah, but everything they're going to be doing once that they start their opening season here, so they're excited about it too. But of course, it's all about the fans tonight. A lot of them are inside the T-Mobile Arena watching this expansion draft. John Treach, though, has been talking to many of them over at Toshiba Plaza as this team finally comes together. Hi there, John.
Hey there, guys. I don't care what anybody says. It's a beautiful night for history. 1:15 and even warmer with enthusiasm indoors at the T-Mobile Arena. I tell you what, fans are coming in and coming out in thousands here at Toshiba Plaza just a few hours ago. And we've seen Penguins, we've seen Blackhawks, we've seen Blue Jackets, and of course, everybody is embracing the history of the Golden Knights. They're all excited about being part of the expansion draft process, and even those with jerseys of other teams. We caught up with one family who was a transplant from New York, and they're here in Las Vegas, and they couldn't be more excited about this opportunity. What prompted you to come from Pittsburgh to here for today? Why? Why are you here?
To see the draft of Las Vegas, see who they pick.
So, as a hockey fan, that's interesting to you. Tell me why.
I like to see how the NHL expands, and it's interesting just to see that.
To bring your kids here? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Describe what that's like as a parent.
Very exciting. I've never been able to do it myself when I was their age, but for them to see it, part of history, I mean, they'll remember. It won't happen here again.
Hockey rules. Go nuts.
And you certainly heard everybody. The buzzword is history. And one more thing, Derek England was selected from the Calgary Flames. He'll be a member of our Golden Knights. And I got to catch up with Derek last week on a story. He's a world-class guy, a world-class fighter. He lives in Las Vegas with his family, his wife, and two boys. And he met his wife while he was playing for the Las Vegas Wranglers. So a good story there. And yes, one of our own is now a member of the Golden Knights. I'll send it back over to Dave and Denise.
All right, thanks, John. The first expansion team in the NHL in 17 years, and it's ours.
I know, it's all ours tonight. Let's get a little bit more perspective on how big tonight really is. Sports reporter Ron Butrell is joining us now with a special guest.
Yeah, we've got Todd Pollock with us here, who is from the Golden Knights, the ticketing guy, and I hear people all the time saying, how can I get tickets? How can I get to the game? Oh, wait a minute. You're going to be one of the most powerful people in Vegas here, Todd.
My phone has not stopped ringing today.
How can I get tickets? Okay, announced today, opening night in Vegas, October 10th against Arizona. How can I get tickets?
So we're going to go on sale mid-August.
No, me. How can I get?
Let's talk after.
Okay, so how much? No. Okay, so how can we get? How can fans? How can any of us get tickets?
So fans are encouraged to buy some of our partial season ticket plans that are still available, 11 and 22 games. Otherwise, single game tickets will go on sale the middle of August.
Okay,
very limited though.
So if you can't afford the full season ticket package, there's a limited season ticket package. Do you get to choose those games, or are they random?
They are predetermined, but you'll know which games within the plan you're getting. But if you're only going to go to one or two, single game tickets will be your best bet.
Todd, how have ticket sales been so far? I mean, has it been pretty good?
We've got 10,000 people across the street at T-Mobile, so sales have been great. We're very happy with where we are, and T-Mobile we packed every night come the fall. So
you think so? Even like on a Tuesday night against Columbus,
packed.
It'll be packed.
Absolutely. Okay. Yep. Fans want to come out from all walks, all areas, but locals have really stepped up and supported the team, and it'll be packed every night this year.
Okay, Todd, your phone's ringing. It's going to be ringing some more, certainly. So thank you very much for joining us here. Good luck to you and the Golden Knights with what they've got going on in the future. And we mentioned earlier, I'm going to mention the story once again, is that Marc-Andre Fleury will be chosen, has not been announced yet, but will be chosen tonight as the goalkeeper for the Golden Knights. 3-time Stanley Cup winner with the Pittsburgh Penguins. He will be the face of the franchise. They love him there. They hate to lose him, but they have a very good goalie in front of him right now. 32 years old. He played a lot during these recent Stanley Cup playoffs. So he's an active contributor right now of winning Stanley Cups. So they know the guy. They love the guy there. I think Vegas is going to love him. By the way, in French, fleury is flower.
Fleury, like fleur de lis.
Fleury is flower.
Sure.
He is in town, and he'll be meeting the media here shortly.
You're blooming with excitement about this.
I'm happy that, yes, it seemed like a very obvious pick, and a lot of people thought they would pick him. I'm waiting for the announcement. That's going to be fun to see when that comes. But Channel 8 News Now has learned that he will be chosen by the Knights tonight.
Fantastic. All right, Ron.
So Beeman.
All right.
Thanks so much.
Back with more of NHL's big night here at the T-Mobile Arena. Now, as we take a look from above, we'll be back in just a few minutes.
And welcome back live into our special edition of the opening nights as we celebrate not only the NHL awards, but also the expansion draft for the Vegas Golden Knights. Our home away from home, our temporary home tonight, is right here at the Beer House, just down the street from T-Mobile Arena.
Yeah, they got the big ice sculpture outside, which has the taps, built right into it for the draft. Get it, draft? And they said it would last maybe 4 to 5 hours before it totally melted in that 115-degree heat. Chris Matthews, the guy's not very excited about today. I'm sorry. He's a sports guy who just couldn't really quite get up for today, but we made him come to work anyway, and he's over there at the Toshiba Plaza talking to the fans and stuff. Chris, what's going on?
I'll tell you what, guys, we're calling this opening nights, but really it is historic nights. What a fantastic day here at T-Mobile Arena. We find out who the very first Golden Knights are going to be. And it really is exciting. We talk about the regular season today. The NHL released the home openers for all 31 clubs. Now, Dallas is going to open on August 6th against the Vegas Golden Knights. And then the very next day, Arizona is going to open. Their home opener is against the Vegas Golden Knights. But then the home opener for the Vegas Golden Knights is going to be right here, and that'll be October 10th. So a lot of exciting times in October. October 6th, October 7th, October 10th, right here in T-Mobile Arena. So a lot of exciting times for the fans as they're continuing to pick those players as this show comes to an end. Now, the one player, the first player that was inside that the Golden Knights picked was from the LA Kings, Braden McNabb, and he got up in front of all the media, and this is what he had to say about coming to Vegas.
We got, I think, quite a few draft picks, so, the future is going to be bright here. It's started right off the get-go. So, I think everyone's looking forward to it.
All right, so looking forward to it. It's going to be an exciting time as these players filter into Las Vegas. What's really cool is next Tuesday when they have the developmental camp out over on Sahara, the ice rink over there, where you get these NHL players on that ice rink, and the fans are right on top. They're going to invite some people down, so that'll be pretty neat stuff. Hey, also following this show tonight, this is kind of neat that George McPhee and Bill Foley are going to kind of hold a round table with those Knights players that are here, and they're going to answer questions from the fans and the audience, and so we'll see what they have to say, and we'll bring you much, much more tonight at 11 o'clock on this historic night. Dave and Denise, back over to you.
All right, see, I told you he wasn't very enthused about this day. Thanks a lot, Chris.
All right, we are going to take a short break right now. Let's step outside and show you all the excitement that's going on. We've seen a lot of people already wearing their Vegas Golden Knight jerseys, and it's a perfect night to do that. We'll see a lot more as the season gets closer. We'll be right back after this.
Welcome back to opening nights, a celebration of Las Vegas's first professional sports team. The Vegas Golden Knights find legitimacy tonight as they announce their first 30 players.
And we also want to thank the restaurant that hosted us tonight. We are at Beer House, which was right along the park. It's one of a handful of restaurants and little shops that lead you into Toshiba Plaza, into T-Mobile Arena. With us right now is the general manager, Rupert King. Thanks so much for having us here, letting us take over this little corner of your world.
Oh, absolutely. It's been a blast having you here. Thank you.
So originally you guys thought you might be closed today because you're actually hosting a hockey event later, but you're like, wait a minute, we're going to get a lot of folks coming in this afternoon.
Yeah, absolutely. So we set up a bunch of really fun things and really wanted to entertain everybody as they're down here, so we could just keep the fun and let them know what the season's going to bring.
And I love this ice sculpture that you guys had outside. Tell me about that.
Yeah, absolutely. We figured, draft party, draft beer made total sense. So we did an ice sculpture. We had beer running through it. We've also set up a rink outside. If you come in, you hit a slap shot, you're going to get a free beer. So we get the shooter out.
So the opening home opener is in October, but you've already got a lot of specials rolled out for the whole season, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We're planning on having people come down. They bring their local ID. We're going to do happy hours, 2 to 6. You get $4 beers, $4 dogs. Really just want to make sure that we're able to be a great place to pregame before you head down the street.
Well, I appreciate this pregame. You just quickly made my little Vegas Golden Knights beer cup, so I thank you for doing that.
Oh, absolutely. Are you kidding?
I think you should actually make these for the whole season.
Oh, I think we're going to work on it now that's the alpha, so after that we'll go forward.
Rupert King, the general manager here at Beer House. Thanks so much for hosting
Thank you.
us
Appreciate
and for
it,
being here tonight.
All right, busy night here at Toshiba Plaza and T-Mobile Arena. Let's take a look upstairs as we are grateful for KRQE's helicopter giving us a view from above. And we'll be back in just a moment with more of Opening Nights.
Welcome back in here to Channel 8 special coverage of opening nights here. We are live at the Beer House just down the street from T-Mobile Arena. We're keeping track here. We're watching the actual ceremony. It's nearly 20 players so far we know are now officially part of the Vegas Golden Knights.
A total of 30 eventually, but yeah, we're about 2/3 of the way through. And by the way, if you didn't see it earlier, we were talking about that big ice sculpture right outside the Beer House here where they ingeniously put the beer taps inside so you have draft beer on expansion draft night, so okay, it's kind of cheesy, but it works and the people like the cold beer. So
when it's 115 degrees outside, I think they had a line of people waiting for that cold beer.
Exactly. So we're going to toss it back into Christiane and Katie Boer. Going to take a look at the weather. What's up, guys?
I think that's the most awesome thing ever. We were talking about this, and actually, we're already on the downward slope of a cool down.
Yeah.
So 117 yesterday, we're going down.
Yeah, I mean, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Huge cool down.
But cool down, yes, relatively speaking, at least for us, you and I, Christiane.
Yes.
All right, let's talk about, though, triple digits. We've seen a number of them so far, 17 this year alone, at or above 100 degrees. That does include today. We've already had 5 days in the 1-teens. Now 10 at or above 105. And guys, we have a few more on the way here as we head in towards the next couple of days. Our heat, and I should start first by saying, I'm just the messenger here. Didn't start this one, but the heat continues as our excessive heat warning has now been extended here all the way until this next upcoming weekend, through the weekend, not just until Friday, but now until about 11 p.m. on Sunday evening. We did hit that high at 114 degrees today. It broke the record today, the previous record at 113 yesterday. We tied the record for the hottest ever temperature in Las Vegas at 117 degrees. So 114 should seem a little bit cooler. Let's talk about, though, temps right now. You can see our friends down towards Phoenix at 115. It's a cool 68 in Los Angeles, 72 for our friends out around San Francisco. A little bit warmer out around Reno tonight. Those highs and lows stay very mild. Warm evening for us. Not a whole lot of relief here heading in towards overnight tonight with those gusts. Something we could see up to about 24 miles per hour between about 11 p.m. and 1 a.m. The record warm low. Probably won't see that at 91. How about the next couple of days? There's your 7-day forecast. Hot, hot, hot the next couple of days, but I'm looking at a cool 106 here as we head in towards this next upcoming Wednesday. And I say it's cool because I sat outside in 117 degrees yesterday. I actually cooked beef skewers. It turned into beef jerky, though. It got so hot.
Oh, my goodness. We just have to get through this hump and get through the weekend. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, Katie. And let's send it back out to the Beer House with Dave and Denise.
Right, and no better time to be thinking about ice, right? I mean, we're going to cool off here with the thoughts of ice on this big night in Las Vegas.
Yeah, Ron's been taking notes of all of the players that have so far been drafted. Any takeaways so far?
Couple of things. James Neal is a great pickup from Nashville Predators. Right. Number 2 scorer on that team that went to the Stanley Cup Finals. But they have to, they had to let somebody go. He busted his hand during the playoffs this year. He'll be fine and be able to make training camp so far. England, Derek England, the guy who played here for the Wranglers at the Orleans, is an interesting pickup. Sort of a Vegas guy. But it has not been announced yet. Mark Fleury is going to be drafted. Big name. By the Golden Knights from the Pittsburgh Penguins, 3-time Stanley Cup champion. Again, it's not official. It's a channel has learned.
We got it.
Now has learned that we've got it. That it's going to be announced tonight. He is in town and he is going to meet the media.
All right, Ron.
Okay,
We'll hold you to it. Thanks so much. And thank you so much for joining us for the special edition of 8 News Now here as we celebrate the opening night.
Yeah, see you again tonight at 11.